So our story is about Hurricane Matthew in 2016, October, and the afternoon that it started raining here, I was at this house. I didn't live here at the time, my mother did, and I was visiting with her, and I walked over from my house, and as I was walking home it started raining. And it started raining at like 3:15 in the afternoon, and it didn't stop until 4 the next morning. And I know that because I was up in my attic escaping the flood in my house. And but I'm going to jump forward to the next day. My whole neighborhood, about a half a mile away from here, was totally flooded. And I could not get down the street unless I walked down the middle of the street, and the water was up to my groin when I left. And my daughter-in-law picked me up at the end of the street where she could get to, and then we tried to make our way over to my mother's house, and we had to go around our elbow to get to our butt, so to speak, and we could only get within a mile of my mother's house, and then I had to walk. And the last quarter of a mile, I think, I was up to my groin in water. And as I was walking towards my mother's house, I saw this guy in a boat, like I don't know whether it was a pontoon, I don't know, kind of like a catamaran, but not with a sail on it. I don't know what you call those, but he was paddling, and I yelled to him, and I said, "Dude, give me a ride to my mother's house." And I got to his boat, and he said, "I'm practicing, I don't know how to do this." And I said, "Well, we'll figure it out." So I got in his boat, and we kind of went around in circles a couple of times, then we finally got it straightened out. And we literally had to row the boat down the street and around the corner to get to my mother's house. And when I got to my mother's house and got in the house, she was down on her hands and knees with towels trying to get the water off of her floor. And that began the period of reconstruction. So we were out of our houses for, that was October. My mother got back into her house the end of November, and we were one of the first people to get back in our homes. And I got back in my home in February. And then I sold my home because the city of Virginia Beach, when they were deciding their budget, decided that they weren't going to address the problem in my neighborhood until 2023. And I just couldn't live like that. Every time it rained, it rained today here, as a matter of fact, and I was very nervous this morning when it was raining. So I just decided I couldn't live like that. And what I neglected to say was this neighborhood has been flooding at the storm drainage on this corner here and on some of the other corners for the whole 50 years that we've lived here. And never to that extent, but it has always flooded in downpours, and the city of Virginia Beach has never maintained the drainage system to the extent that they should have. They never enlarged the pipes. The pipes are probably a third of the size they need to be to handle the runoff now. So that's that part of the story.
Do you have anything to add in terms of concerns moving forward, flooding?
Well, when I found out that we're getting flooded, I had gone to bed around 6 o'clock that evening, and I got up in the morning about 6 o'clock, put my leg over the bed like you do, when you're trying to get out of bed, and slosh, slosh, slosh through the carpets. And I was shocked, because I don't even know whether I knew it was raining out that evening or not. But I didn't pay any attention because I didn't expect anything. So that was a shock. And about the drainage of the sewers, I have never seen anybody clean out the end sewer drainage down here. And I think it's partly their fault, along with all the other problems. But I don't want to go through that again.